Thanks for watching Heretostay TV. I'm Glenn Haussman, and I'm here with Joyce Cawthorpe of ASAP. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is great to see you today. So we're here at the Business Travel Show, and day 2, and I'm sensing a lot of excitement, especially around the service department sector. How do you see it?
Yeah, this is really a phenomenal time for our sector. We're really coming of age. We're really becoming a mainstream player in hospitality. So we've just issued a press release saying 2,000 units as a minimum will come on stream in the UK this year,
wow,
which represents about 9% growth on the current supply. And the exciting thing is the growth isn't just happening in London. So we're seeing the service department model coming now to new cities, like Southampton, for example, Lamington, one of our newer members, who are taking their design-led brand aparthotel to Southampton for the first time. Innovative use of space, mezzanine level for sleeping, so some really interesting ideas there. Brighton, super city, very ambitious growth plans, taking their brand out of London for the first time, and Brighton should be a great location. Manchester's an amazing hotspot, so we've got 4 members opening in Manchester this year. So you've got Seiko taking their Lockup aparthotel brand there, which will have co-working as well, as will Go Native, recently rebranded.
Yes, Native.
So they're opening in Manchester with co-working space as well. So lots of innovation in a very lean and entrepreneurial sector, who's kind of flexing with the way consumer travel behaviour is changing, which is very rapidly, as we all know.
So we've talked about that it's coming into its own. I want to know why. What's the reasons behind all of this happening? Because it's arrived, but how did it happen?
Yeah, so it's really about the consumer liking a more flexible and more freedom way of staying, really. So, you know, you come to London on a 2-week work assignment, or even for a 3-day visit with friends. You don't want to have to eat breakfast at the same time every day. You want to maybe go out for breakfast one day, have a pastry in your apartment the next. You might be tired one day, you might want to put your feet up and have beans and toast. You might want to go to a Michelin star restaurant the next. You want to live to your own schedule. And service departments, aparthotels give you the freedom to live as the mood takes you each day, really.
So you think it's a scenario of people are sampling the product, enjoying what's happening, and now all of a sudden it's the rising tide.
Yeah, and the scale, the product is sufficient now. You can find a service department aparthotel in every city throughout the UK. We've got members in 17 countries now. We've had several new openings in Amsterdam. Germany is going to see massive growth. So basically wherever you go in the world now, you're going to find a service department. I mean, the Ascot, the world's biggest international owner-operator, they in 2015 they said they would double from 40,000 to 80,000 units worldwide.
Wow.
At the end of January, they announced they'll take that further. They'll double again from 80,000 to 160,000. Now that shows confidence in the sector globally.
Wow.
This is a global movement, a global revolution.
Yeah, I can tell you're extremely excited about all of this, and you've been with the association for a while, so it must be fun to now see it really, coming into its own, having so many people involved. Why do you think entrepreneurs are attracted to this sector?
Yeah, I think the returns are very good compared to conventional hotels, and it's like the head count is lighter, because you don't have so much tied up in the food and beverage side, which you would have in hotels, really. And it lends itself. Obviously, the technology now is allowing us to be very innovative without increasing the head count. So the millennials want, the technological solution, really.
Right. Those millennials seem to be driving absolutely everything. I wish I was a millennial again. But, what I find is interesting is, do you think that we're seeing the traditional service department, or how much is that apart hotel concept now changing the overall business?
Yes, no, I think it's about having different options, because one day you might like to be in a service department if you're here on a 3-month work assignment, but if you're just going away for a group of friends, you might like the aparthotel experience. So it's about offering different options for different needs, really. And the aparthotels are lending themselves to having some community feeling. So millennials particularly, they want that sense of connection. One of the world's biggest problems is loneliness.
Right.
So having a little bit of a vibe, like you'll see in Lehman Lock, like South Point Suites, where they've got partnerships with local breweries, they might have a ping pong table, they might have a yoga class happening. There are options. Residents in London Bridge, they're offering like a running group, because if you've arrived here from India, from Asia, actually it's quite nice to maybe hang out with some people some night you want to do your work in your apartment, other times. So it's about giving people options, and the aparthotel model model is really, hitting the right vibe with millennials at the moment.
What happens if you're like me and you want to hang out with people, but no one wants to hang out with you?
No, they will. Yeah. I think that's the thing. Age isn't a barrier anymore, is
No,
it?
it's
You know what I
amazing.
mean? And people, the work leisure is not there anymore, is it? It's all blurred lines, really. So there might be connections. That's why the co-working side of things is quite interesting. You might be having a coffee, and I might be having a coffee, and there might be ways we could work together in this age. Really.
It's true. When I was in Amsterdam, I stayed at a service department concept that really put that co-located workspace at the forefront, and I was amazed by the creativity and the enthusiasm that I felt. I mean, it was palpable.
Yeah. And I think in a way that's the downside of technology, is we all sit now, don't we, in front of our computer screens in an isolated way. So actually we are all craving some connection from time to time, not necessarily all the time, but there's still the need for that human conversation.
Right.
When you look at our kind of young people, and they've grown up with traveling, they're confident travelers, but what they've really loved is that kind of hostel, they kind of want to replicate the kind of grown-up hostel experience in their, in their business life, really. And I think that's what the Apart Hotel secret is. It's kind of giving people that community, a little bit of a sense of fun, a little bit of, connection. I think the connection is really important wherever you are in the world.
All right, so we're here at the Business Travel Show, London. What's the big takeaway for you from this event?
Just about I think the really positive thing is that corporate travellers are really starting to say we like this product and we want to book it. For a few years it was kind of interesting, but it was like a nice to have rather than let's get it in our travel programme tomorrow. Whereas now they're really looking at ways. Their travellers are asking for it, and they really need to adopt it in their travel programmes. So it is a maturing of the sector, because the systems are in place now. The product can be booked more easily, and everybody's ready to make it happen.
Great. Well, I love your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here today. I appreciate it. So for myself, Glenn Haussman, and Joyce Cawthorpe, thanks for watching.